Someone has asked a question here and he called it a quick question, but it's one of the hardest questions I've ever been asked. And it's in the quicker answer as he asked for as a quick question. The reason the church uses alcoholic wine would be because when Jesus was instituting the sacrament of the Eucharist, he used wine. But the question here is whether should it be alcoholic or non-alcoholic. According to the Catholic traditions and teachings, we are told that for Mass to be valid, it must use the right form and the right matter. And here the form refers to the words, using the words as Jesus used them while he was instituting this sacrament of Eucharist. And then the right matter means that using natural and wine from the grapes. And this wine should not be corrupt. Corrupt meaning that it should not be spoiled. And And therefore, the reason why the church doesn't allow non-alcoholic wine is because natural wine, it's defined by the power of it being fermented. And therefore, non-alcoholic wine, they are not allowed to ferment. What do they do? Non-alcoholic wine that they talk about, they really use the, the grapes. But what they do is that they boil them so that they don't let them ferment. And therefore, that does not make it natural. And so anytime you boil anything alcoholic, or if somebody give you a beer or wine or whatever somebody give you which is alcoholic, then you add hot water, it evaporates the alcohol inside, and therefore whatever you'll be drinking ceases to be alcohol. You take it as juice. And therefore, so the church does not allow this because it's not natural and it's not allowed, it has not been allowed to ferment. But back then, either in 2003 or 2002, I'm not very sure of the year, Pope Benedict XVI, by then was Cardinal Ratzinger, had written a, a letter allowing the people who are allergic to alcohol to use something they were calling Mustum. Mustum was non-alcoholic wine, but it was not boiled because the church does not allow us to use wine which is not natural. So what they would do with the Mustum is that they would put it, and before they would take it out before it reached its mature fermentation. So they would take it out without boiling it so that it remain natural, but they will not let it completely ferment, because a fermented wine, it's allowed to a certain percentage so that it can reach whereby it can be used as table wine. And the wine that we use for Mass is the wine that has fully fermented and reached 30 percentage of table wine. By the way, it's one of the best wines that we use, and that's why I still insist that the church has to regulate the use of the altar wine. The altar wine should only be used during Mass. It's not to be served at home. Supposed to be found anywhere. And I like the fact that the new wine that the church has brought us even does have the stamp, meaning that to get it will not be easy.